All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Asheville View. I am Miriam Weber, and today I am here with Adrian.Mines. He is the volunteer recruitment specialist with the American Red Cross. Hello, Adrian.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Adrian, talk to us a little bit about the American Red Cross, first of all, and the work that you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So to start off, the American Red Cross is a nonprofit humanitarian organization dedicated to helping citizens prepare for and respond to large-scale emergencies. The Red Cross was founded by Clara Barton, which was during the Civil War. She supported wounded troops in person.
Wow.
She nursed, comforted, and cooked for the wounded. And then she earned the nickname Angel of the Battlefield.
Wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, for sure. She was awesome. And then after the Civil War, she traveled to Europe. She then came back and she worked with influential leaders, to name one, Frederick Douglass. And she started the American Red Cross in 1881. And served as the president for about 23 years until 1904. And currently our headquarters is still in Washington, D.C., and our current president is Gail McGovern. And as far as Buncombe County was actually one of the first counties in North Carolina to start a Red Cross chapter. So it started here in Asheville on April 17th, 1911. Our office is currently closed due to COVID-19, but we're still open to our essential duties. So we still host a number of blood drives in our office.
And I know that we just recently, I know we do this at Asheville High School where I teach. We have blood drives once a semester. And just this semester, even though we don't have students on campus, we actually were able to host the blood drive, and it's always so refreshing to see these people still working. Everybody had masks on. They still made it happen. Kids still showed up, even though they're not really required to be on campus. So I was really happy to see that the blood drive was still happening. Is it still attracting as many volunteers and as many people outside of, even though your facilities are closed right now? Is it still successful?
Yeah, great question, and thank you for pointing out how we're following the CDC protocols and making sure everyone is safe. And you know what? Surprisingly, people are still coming out, and volunteers are still volunteering on the ground, which is nice. So the American Red Cross, they make up 40% of the blood supply throughout the nation.
Wow.
So it's imperative that we continue these blood drives. Our donors have been amazing. And people are coming out and donating their blood. So in order for that to work, we're still looking for blood donor ambassadors. So people who want to volunteer, you have the opportunity to do so. Again, we follow CDC protocols. If you don't have PPE, we can provide that for you.
Right.
And we're still making it happen.
That's amazing. It's just so refreshing to see. These are such crazy times right now. And of course, this is what we need to focus on. You know, we still need to be here for the community, providing what we can provide when people are going through times of crisis, basically. How can people in the community, kids or grownups, get involved and reach out to you guys in order to volunteer and be blood donors? Besides going to blood drives and such, how can people just get involved in general?
Yeah, absolutely. First, you can just check out our website, redcross.org, and we have plenty of opportunities. We have opportunities on the ground like a blood donor ambassador. We also have virtual opportunities. We have volunteer positions where we ask people to kind of engage our current volunteers just to thank them for their service. So you can do that out of the comfort of your home. You can also respond to local disasters and be part of our disaster action team. We have pivoted towards being that virtual instead of on the ground. So we respond and help families who might have a home fire, or if there's a thunderstorm, a tree falls on their house. We'll make sure that we're there to help them out. For the youth, we're always looking for the youth and young adults to help us volunteer. We have a new program actually called the Youth Action Campaign. And this team will learn about international humanitarian law.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And it will empower them to explore IHL through peer-to-peer campaigns.
Wow. How can people volunteer virtually? You mentioned virtual volunteering. What does that entail exactly?
Yeah, absolutely. So it depends on the position. For example, for a disaster action team member, basically we have one person that will go out and give a family a cell phone, and then we have the team that will call them to make sure that we can provide whatever is necessary. So if it's accommodation, it's linking them to one of our partners. If it's food or clothing, it's kind of like a checklist that you will receive.
Right.
Make sure you go through down that checklist and make sure you can provide everything that's needed. And then everything else, I mean, as long as you have a laptop, cell phone, and internet service, you'll be able to do the virtual positions. And training will also be given to you free. You don't need any prior training with these positions.
Wow, that's great. That's great. And so for these younger people, can you talk to us a little bit, or talk to the younger people about when you volunteer and how good it is for you, not just for helping your community and helping people in need? What does it do for you professionally? And what does it do for your resume as a boost? Like, talk about the importance of that, especially to our younger kids.
Yeah, absolutely. I had the opportunity to work with the young intern recently. Actually, she was with us for about a month and a half. And she was just ecstatic of all the skills she gained from her internship, because she didn't believe she would have all those skills at the end. So with the Red Cross, you'll be able to learn how to navigate in the virtual world, right? So you can increase your skills with that. You'll have the opportunity to meet new people via Microsoft Teams or Zoom. Like you said, you'll make a difference in your community. You'll have the opportunity to build your resume. And then also just networking, right?
Yeah.
So hooking up with community leaders is key. And then you'll also have the service learning experience aspect, where you're learning on the job, and you'll have time to reflect and kind of come back and see how you can improve the next time. And last but not least, just public speaking and leadership skills. And that's needed throughout the working world. And
absolutely.
You need to improve on that. So those are just all skills that you can actually gain from volunteering.
That is so true. You never really think about all of these things that volunteer work will do for you. And that's a really good point that you added at the end there, just public speaking, because I know it's so hard for people. And especially now in a virtual world, I feel like it's a nice way to get introduced to public speaking without having to stand up in front of a bunch of people. So it's good for you to just learn how to do it. It's kind of like they're getting training on public speaking without being in front of people. And then when we go back out in the world, they'll have no problem doing it. That's a really good point. I like that a lot. And you mentioned international humanitarian work. Can you tell me about your own experience with that? Have you had the opportunity to travel around the world overseas and do humanitarian work with the American Red Cross?
I have not with the American Red Cross. I've been with the American Red Cross for about 9 months now.
Okay.
But prior to the American Red Cross, I was a Peace Corps volunteer, and I served in Fiji for 2.5 years.
How was that like for you?
It was amazing. It was definitely eye-opening. I got the opportunity to teach a different country about my own heritage, being an African American.
Right.
And also teaching at a high school, family life education, and learning from them, and also doing an agriculture program. So that's one of the reasons when I came back to the States, I was just looking for something similar as a humanitarian organization, and the Red Cross kind of fit that for me.
Right.
And that prior experience definitely helped me today.
So there are opportunities with the American Red Cross for international humanitarian work, obviously, and you guys the people that we sent to you or the people that come to you will have all that information. You guys can help plug that in and help them out whenever this is going to be possible. I know that now more than ever, or other countries needed help and need, and a lot of crisis is happening all over the world. Do you think this will still be happening overseas or because of COVID, or do you think that this is kind of on hold right now? Are they going out and helping people overseas, or is just on hold until we see what happens?
As far as us traveling internationally, that's on hold.
Right.
When it comes to education about international humanitarian law, we can do that here virtually. And then our international Red Cross, whatever country that disaster might happen in, they respond to that.
So you guys are always in communication, is that correct? Always communicating with other branches all over the world. I love that.
Exactly.
I really, really like that. And so this is, now that we're approaching the holiday season, what is the best, or what are the best courses of action that you advise people to do to get involved during this time? What are some things that we can do right now to help people in general, people in need, people in our community, people all over the world, by reaching out to you and to your organization? What can we do to help?
Yeah, for sure. Excellent question. I think, the immediate need, especially for Buncombe County, is still blood donation.
Right.
We still need blood donors. We still need blood donor ambassador volunteers to help at those blood drives. And I understand it is the COVID-19 pandemic. So it might be a little intimidating, but we do provide all the necessary materials for you to be safe. So if you want to donate blood, I implore you to check out redcrossblood.org. You can schedule a time, and it also gives you the steps on how to donate blood. If you want to volunteer, just reach out to me.
Right.
And give me a call. I could definitely help you out. Or if you're a business or an organization that has space to host a blood drive, also go to redcrossblood.org, or just give me a call and we can make that happen. But I think that's the most immediate need within our county.
Wow. So it's still the biggest need is blood donations, especially now, hospitals and everything, getting crowded with people. When you say blood donor ambassador, what do you mean exactly? Just the people who kind of orchestrate the whole thing?
Yeah, it's a fancy title, but basically it's just a volunteer who helps within the reception area, or is the first person donors see when they walk through the door.
Okay. The people that give you a little ticket and then where to go and...
Exactly. Yeah. And they're also in charge of taking the temperature of each donor before they walk in the door as well.
That's right. And now, because we have that in addition, now more than ever is the need for more people to get involved, and more volunteers are needed, because there are so many steps to go through now. You can't just walk in and donate blood. You have to go get your temperature checked. You have to probably answer a questionnaire, before. With COVID now, what kind of health condition what do you need to be able to donate blood? I know this is where the need is the most. I know you get your temperature checked, you answer some questions, but what do you need to have to qualify to donate blood?
Yeah, great question. And I do not know the entire answer to that, but
I'm sure you know more than we do.
All the information can be found on redcrossblood.org. But then again, just know your blood type, right?
Right.
So again, get connected with your doctor, know your blood type, know what type of blood you're going to be donating. Make sure that you are healthy, you're not feeling fatigue. If you feel fatigue every day, giving blood might not be the best thing. Right. Make sure that you have a healthy diet and the right nutrition in order to give blood in a healthy way. So as long as you follow day by day those healthy protocols, check in with your doctor, you should be fine to donate blood.
Wonderful. This is great. Thank you so much, Adrian. Anything else you want to add at the end of our show? What do you want to say to our community during this time before we close down? I would love to just have a last statement from you. I know you've covered a lot for us, which is wonderful. We just want to hear one last statement from you, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. We really appreciate it. And I think, the Red Cross, especially here in the Buncombe County, we really want to make sure that our volunteers match the people we serve.
Right.
So no matter what age you are, no matter what you look like, we can find an opportunity for you and
Right.
make sure we match your skills and we can improve those skills. And we have different leadership positions within the volunteer network, so you can continue to move on up. And we want to work with your schedule. So please, if you're out there and you want to volunteer, just reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you.
That sounds awesome. I loved and appreciated the backstory and the history of the American Red Cross. I know a lot of our viewers will appreciate it too. It's such a cool story. And I thank you so much for your time and just raising awareness of ways that we can help out, ways that we can help and reach other people and volunteer and just be there for each other now more than ever. If you are watching, the information is going to be at the bottom of the screen to reach out to Adrian and the American Red Cross of Buncombe County to help each other during this horrible times that we're going through. But if we stick together and be there for each other and reach out to the organizations that are here for us, we have help. We just have to be there for one another now more than ever. Thank you guys so much. My name is Miriam Weber with the Asheville View, and I will see you soon. Thank you.